Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2. Testing. 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 Testing.
Good morning, Mr. Shaskelson.
Morning, Chair.
Good morning, Mr. Ngwato. Your mic is off. Good morning, Sergeant
Good
Nkosi.
morning, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Morning, Sergeant. I want to take you to your chats with a person you describe as Mkati Mswazi, and they are at page 786, and I've lost my file descriptors. Of file 2.
Mr. Chairperson, that page number again, 79?
786. 786. Do you have them, Sergeant?
786.
786. They start on, well, the actual chats themselves start on the following page, 787.
Are you there, Sergeant?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
yes.
oh, okay.
You have the number for Mr. Mkati Mswazi named, saved under the name Mkati Mswazi, but what is Mr. Mkati's full name?
Pihello.
PLO. And as I understand it, it's Motakati as opposed to Mkati.
Yeah, Mutakati, I think it's the same name.
And is he described, is he sometimes called also Ivan Mkati or Irvin Mkati, I-R-V-I-N?
I might not know, but I call him Babu Mtakati.
I see. And did you assist to buy a motor, one of those Can-Ams for him?
That's correct.
Sorry, Mr. Shaskelson. Commissioner Kumalo has just reminded me about spelling the names. But I have been thinking this past few days that the transcriber needs to do a little more and try to find a practical way of establishing the spellings of the names. Surely there should be a practical way. I mean, take for example, silly things like having Kyalami spelled K-Y, you know, silly assumption by whoever named Kyalami the way they chose to name it. And one doesn't understand why they did not ask the African people who call Ikaya as Ikaya. So the transcriber as well should just do a bit of effort and spell the names correctly. But perhaps with just this one, Mthakati as it appears at 786 is M-T-H-A-K-A-T-H-I. But then Mr. Shaskelson referred to another spelling which I think starts with M-O.
That's correct, Chair. M-O-T-H.
Yes.
And Sergeant, just to clarify, if you go to page 732 of the same file, there you'll see your chats with someone called Renier from Waterworld Boat, and I understand it's not just boats, it's also motorcycles.
What's that page number?
732. If you see there, you were discussing the purchase of 2 motorcycles, one for Mr. Msibi and one for Mr. Mkati, and for the purposes of, I presume, for registering the license of these vehicles, you gave the names as Jotham Msibi and Irvin Mkati. That's at 3:46:09 p.m. Do you see that?
I confirm.
And that's the same person as Mkati Mswazi in your chats.
That's correct.
Can we then go back to the chats with Mkati Mswazi and they start at page 787. And in fact, the very first chat at I think these dates, yeah, it's the 5th of February, 2024. Mkati Mswazi sends you a document, and you'll find that document at page 311 of file 4. Do you have it?
That's correct.
And you see it's a document that's headed case numbers for Joe Sibanyoni, and then there are 7 case numbers. One at Joburg Central, one at Pretoria Central, 2 at Jeppe, 2 at MTN taxi rank, and 1 at Brooklyn. Why did Mr. Mkati Mswazi send you this document? What did he want you to do with it?
There was after Mr. Jotham passed on, there was a stream of taxi violence or taxi murders in Johannesburg, Pretoria Central. So what transpired? The Santaco Executive Committee, they then decided to go and meet the then Minister of Police, that is General Mkhwanazi, to discuss with him about this matter, that they must be investigated, because after Mr. Msibi died, these were people who were murdered. Some taxis were banned here. So Mr. Mkati was part and parcel of that delegate on behalf of the family.
Sorry, on behalf of the family or on behalf of Santaco?
On behalf of the family.
But so it's 7, presumably 7 different families, or not? At least 7 different families, because there are 7 different cases, and some of them may involve more than one death or more than one burnt taxi.
Okay. It was one family, because of these vehicles that were shot at belonged to the Msibi family.
So all of the vehicles involved in these cases belonged to the Msibi family, and Mr. Mkati Mswazi, on behalf of the Msibi family, was wanting these cases investigated as taxi violence cases directed against the Msibi family.
Yes, after they had a meeting with the body or the committee of Santaco together with the Minister of Police.
And was Mr. Sibanyoni the president of Santaco at the time?
Not as yet.
Not yet.
Yes, by that time I think it was Mr. Apnatsebe.
So why does the heading of this document say case numbers for Joe Sibanyoni?
Can you repeat that, Commissioner?
Why is this document's heading case numbers for Joe Sibanyoni?
At that time, it was alleged that Joe Sibanyoni is the mastermind behind these cases.
So Mr. Sibanyoni was alleged to be a suspect in these cases?
That's correct.
And why did Mr. Mkati Mswazi give this document to you? Well, let me precede that question with another one. There was a meeting between the Santaco Executive Committee and Minister Cele. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And were you part of that meeting?
No, I was not part.
Do you know whether any channels of communication, official channels of communication in relation to the taxi violence problem were created after that meeting? So in other words, was someone within SAPS or the ministry designated as a contact person to take forward the issues relating to taxi violence?
I'm not sure if I get your question. Maybe you can.
The question is, there's this meeting between Minister Cele and Santaco about taxi violence.
That's correct.
And presumably, there was, well, coming out of that meeting, there would have been some mechanism to take the matter forward. It was just a once-off meeting that was never going to result in any further action.
No, I think it was going to be a matter of being taken or to be taken forward.
So my question is, how were issues going to be taken forward? At that meeting, did Minister Cele designate someone within SAPS or someone within the ministry who should be approached on all taxi violence issues? And did Santaco designate anyone who would be their communication point to take matters forward?
That's correct.
Do you know who was the Santaco contact person and who was the SAPS or ministry contact person?
I think at that time it would be Abna Zaibe or Mr. Masase.
Sorry, Mr. Masasa.
Yes,
And that's on the Santaco side.
that's correct.
Who was going to be the contact person on the SAPS side?
I would not know at that time.
But there would have been a contact person from the SAPS side.
That's correct.
So my question then is, why did Mr. Mkati Mswazi bring this list to you? What were you Why did he think you were the appropriate person to receive a list of cases allegedly involving Mr. Sibanyoni?
Okay, I think according to him, it was just to inform me that there is something that is happening. As a family head at that time, he was trying to make means to solve what has happened to Mr. Msibi's cases. This is what I thought.
And what did you do when you received this list?
Okay. The other thing that after he sends me this, he said to me, even though the ministry or the meeting, it was resolved that they would find a dedicated team to investigate these matters. It's just alerting me. And then I then said, the other people that are working on taxi violence in the province is taxi violence tax team.
And who led the taxi violence task team?
At that time, there were two teams. It was the team of Brigadier Ramawa. It was team of this Colonel in. Let me just remind myself. Colonel Payat.
How do you spell that?
Payat or Payas?
How would you spell it? B-A-Y-A-T-A?
I think so.
Now, at the time that you, well, once you received this document, what did you do with it?
I did nothing.
You did nothing at all?
The reason that I did nothing is because I thought it was the information to be known, because of automatically they had a meeting with the highest office. So I didn't, if I can remember, I didn't, but I'm subjected to be corrected if there is anything that can come.
So Mr. Mkati Mswazi or the families, or the family, in addition to giving you this document, also had a meeting with the highest officers and conveyed that information to them, is what you understood?
Yes.
And did you have any involvement in any of these cases?
No.
Did you discuss them at all with Mr. Sibanyoni?
Yes.
And when did you discuss them with Mr. Sibanyoni?
I can't quite remember clearly, but I did discuss them with Mr. Sibanyoni.
And what was the purpose of your discussing them with Mr. Sibanyoni?
Okay, after that meeting that was held with the minister deployed Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi on that matter. And then General Mkhwanazi informed me that he's got a tasking on this issue to make inquiries.
To make inquiries in relation to these specific cases?
That's correct. And then I must make an appointment with Mr. Sibanyoni to be interviewed.
Okay, and that instruction came from General Mkhwanazi.
That's correct.
And do you know approximately when it would have been?
That the meeting,
Oh, well, the meeting or even the instruction to hold the meeting, because we haven't got to the meeting yet.
can you come again with that question?
Yeah, so when would General Mkhwanazi have instructed you to set up a meeting to put these allegations to Mr. Sibanyoni?
It was not an instruction, it was a request that, hey, Bafan, can you arrange a meeting with Mr. Sibanyoni? We need to make inquiries about this.
But hang on, when a general makes a request, is that not something that is an instruction?
I'm trying to, to put it on the right way, like instruction that, yeah, you must, yes.
But he expected you to do it, did he not?
Yes.
So when did he make that request that he expected you to implement?
I think maybe a few days after this.
And did the general know that you had independently been approached by Mr. Mkati Mswazi on behalf of the Msibi family to make this investigation?
No.
Did you then not tell him?
No, I did not.
Why not?
I didn't think that I should tell him, even though I was supposed to tell him. I thought because of now, Mr. Mkhwanazi sent me this, and now he's coming in to inquire as well about this. I thought because of that one was part and parcel of the family. I thought maybe.
So you thought it was essentially a private request?
Private request, I don't
From
know.
the family?
No.
But I still don't know then why you wouldn't report it to the general, at least when the general says, I want you to investigate these matters.
Who said I must investigate these matters?
Sorry, at least when the general says, I want you to set up a meeting with Mr. Sibanyoni for these allegations to be discussed.
Yes.
But why wouldn't you then mention to the general, by the way, the family have asked me, have reported these allegations to me independently. The family clearly are expecting something from me in that regard.
I can't remember if I did inform him or not, but I'm not sure about that.
And did you set up the meeting with Mr. Sibanyoni?
That's correct.
Did you have an earlier relationship with Mr. Sibanyoni? Did you know him? Were you his friend?
I would not say his friend. Remember now, Mr. Sibanyoni was Mr. Msibi's friend. So on those bases, I knew him.
So he was Mr. Msibi's friend, but after Mr. Msibi's death, Mr. Msibi's family suspected that he was behind violence directed at the family taxis.
It's because of before Mr. Msibi died, they were no longer in good terms, they were fighting.
Did Mr. Sibanyoni attend the funeral of Mr. Msibi?
I did not see him, he did not.
Did he send a message of condolence in relation to Mr. Msibi's death?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Can you just bear with me for 1 minute? Do you recall that Mr. Sibanyoni, if we go to your chats with Mr. Sibanyoni, you can see there on page 1015, if you can go to 1015.
Mr. Chaskasan, are you,
1015, file 3.
are you still coming back to this 311?
Yes. Do you have it?
Yes?
10 what, Mr. Chaskasan? 10?
15.
Thank you.
Do you see there at March the 20th, 2024, Mr. Sibanyoni sent you a screenshot at 4:22:11 p.m.
Yes?
Do you remember that that was a screenshot of a conversation between him and Mr. Madlanga, both expressing condolences in relation to the death of Mr. Msibi?
That's correct.
So he did express condolences in relation to the death of Mr. Msibi. He did, Mr. Sibanyoni. It's not being streamed, and that particular chat is not in the bundle. I mean, the chat is in the bundle, the screenshot is not. I can read it out for you if you want.
It's fine.
So at least publicly after the death of Mr. Msibi, Mr. Sibanyoni was expressing his condolences in relation to that death. Is that not correct?
Yes, that's correct, according to this chat.
Mr. Chaskasan, was this directed at the family when you say condolences were expressed?
The chat was a chat with Mr. Kaba. It was copied to Sergeant Nkosi. Sergeant, did you understand why Mr. Sibanyoni copied the chat to you, his chat with Mr. Kaba, in which they both expressed condolences for Mr. Sibanyoni. What did you understand him to be wanting you to take from that?
I think he wanted maybe me to know that he's also saddened and he feels bad about what happened to Mr. Msibi.
And what further involvement did you then have in relation to the planned meeting between Mr. Sibanyoni and the SAPS in relation to these allegations that had been brought to your attention by Mr. Mkati Mswazi?
Can you repeat that again?
Well, to go back to how we got here, it was,
What other plans did I make, if I understood?
well, no, you had now made an approach to set up a meeting. You'd made an approach to Mr. Sibanyoni to set up a meeting in relation to these allegations that the family had brought to you and the SAPS. Did you have any further involvement in that process? Were you at the meeting?
I was at the meeting, or had I had any further involvement? Is that what
Yeah, well, did you approached Mr. Sibanyoni to set up a meeting?
Yes, I did.
Was a meeting then held?
That's correct.
Were you present at the meeting?
That's correct.
Who else was present at the meeting?
General Mkhwanazi.
And what was discussed at the meeting?
Okay. It was just a background on how did this fight come about, and is it true that indeed these allegations were made by him, and then what is it, the fight now, because of he's no longer there, what is it, the fight all about?
You said, is it true that these allegations were made by him? What were the allegations and who made them?
No. It was these allegations of taxi violence after Mr. Msibi died. So Mr. Sibanyoni has been asked that if he's involved in these things or not.
So I see. So essentially, those cases that were on the list from Mr. Mkati Mswazi were presented to Mr. Sibanyoni, and he was asked, are you involved in any of this taxi violence?
Yes.
In these cases?
That's correct.
And what was Mr. Sibanyoni's response?
He said he was not involved.
And did you have any involvement in this matter beyond that meeting with Mr. Sibanyoni?
I don't know. I don't understand clearly what is your question about.
Well, there was this meeting. Mr. Sibanyoni said he wasn't involved.
Yes.
Was that the end of the matter as far as your involvement was concerned? Did you have any further involvement either in investigating the matter or in discussing it with Mr. Msibi, or was that the end of the matter?
I did not investigate any matter, but I would be involved, maybe Mampane, Baba's right-hand man.
Baba meaning Mr. Msibi?
That's correct. His taxis will be stopped by the queue marshals, and then they would refuse him to load the passengers, and then he will phone me. Then I will go back to Mr. Sibanyoni and inform him, hey, Imoto Zagamampane has been stopped. Can you intervene? He said, I've got nothing to do with it, but I'll make inquiries with that effect. So I was regularly communicating with Mr. Sibanyoni on those bases.
And in what capacity were you doing that? Was it as a policeman or as a family friend to the Msibi family? In what capacity were you intervening in those disputes?
As a family, no, I can't say as a family man. As a,
I said family friend, so you are a family friend of the Msibis, including his right-hand person. So I'm just trying to understand, were you playing a role of a policeman when you were intervening in disputes about taxis being allowed to load passengers at taxi ranks? Or were you just a family go-between and trying to resolve a dispute between two families?
I was trying to solve a dispute between two families.
As a family friend, not as a policeman.
No.
I'm not sure I understand the no in that context.
Okay. The no that I'm referring to is the no of as a family friend. Even though I'm a family friend.
You were doing it as a family friend?
No.
No. You were not?
I don't understand clearly.
You were not doing it as a family friend?
Okay. I was doing it as a family friend.
Thank you, thank you. So it was not a police case, it was not a SAPS case.
That's correct, Commissioner.
It was a case between two families that own taxis, and you just got involved because you know these two families.
That's correct,
Yes,
Commissioner.
thank you.
But presumably, I mean, when General Mkhwanazi made that request to you, was he making that request to you in your capacity as a SAPS officer, or did he understand that you were someone who could possibly broker peace between these two families because you knew them both and he would want you to try and broker peace?
I think at that time, he knew that I knew Mr. Sibanyoni and I knew Mr. Mswazi, because I once introduced Mr. Sibanyoni to General Mkhwanazi.
This all started with a message from Mr. Mkati Mswazi. I want to go back to the chats with Mr. Mkati Mswazi. And can I take you to page 788?
Before you do that, let me ask my question. The Sergeant, this list at page 311, and if you have already explained it, I apologize to ask you to do it again. Why did Mr. Mtakati send it to you, you say? Because you get that list, and within a minute you're on a call with him when one looks at page 787. So either before he sent you this list or after he sent it to you, he called you, or you spoke on the phone and he explained to you why he's sending this list to you. What did he say?
Okay, the call was about, at least there's going to be a movement from the SAPS because of we've already spoken to the minister. So he was making a follow-up on the photos that he sent me.
But if all he did in that call was to tell you that there's now going to be progress because the minister has become involved, he didn't need to send you this list. That has nothing, that doesn't explain why you get this list from him. Why did he send you this list? What did he want you to do with it?
I think, I don't know, to be honest with you. He wanted me to have it or to have a knowledge about it?
No, no, Sergeant. He sends you a list. He must have told you before he sent the list that I'm sending you a list and this is why. Or if he didn't tell you before that, he sent you a list, and in the call that happens within a minute of you getting that list, he explains to you why you have that list.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm asking you to tell us, why did he send you this list? He's not friends with Mr. Sibanyoni, so he's not making inquiries on behalf of Mr. Sibanyoni. At least I think we can discount that. He must have told you why he's sending you this list and what you're supposed to do with it.
I still say maybe he wanted me to know about
To know what?
that there is going to be a progress, or there is progress they've met with the minister.
Sorry, that there's going to be?
A progress in terms of the investigation. This is what I think, because of it happened for some time back. So I can't recall exactly.
You may not recall exactly, but the list must remind you, must jolt your memory. It's not every day that I assume, and with hope, that it's not every day that you get lists of cases from Mr. Mkati in which he's got an interest on behalf of the family or on any other basis. It's not every day.
Yes.
You are able to recall the time when this list was circulated. It was about around a certain period. You recall specifically there was going to be a meeting with there was a meeting with the minister before this. You recall that General Mkhwanazi called you. You recall all of that. It's difficult to accept that you don't recall why this list was sent to you. What he said is the reason for sending you this list. It's difficult. You would have asked him, why are you sending me this list? Or he would have told you, I'm sending you this list for ABC reason. And it's just not believable that he just sent it to you to say there's going to be progress now that the minister is involved. Okay, you can't take it any further. What did you do with this list when you got it?
I did nothing.
You did nothing. You didn't ask him, why are you sending me the list, and you did nothing about it.
No. According to me, there was no need to ask him why he's sending me this list, because I know.
Because you understood what it was.
Yes.
Yes, and without a message and a telephone call, what did you understand it to be?
I understood it to be the case numbers of Mr. Sibanyoni.
Yes.
Yes.
And what about them? They come from his, I'm going to use the word because I can't think of another one. They come from his enemy, in quotes. The list of cases that relate to Mr. Sibanyoni, they come from his enemy. Surely you ask, what am I supposed to do about this? What do you want me to do? And then you say, I can do something about it, or no, I can't.
No.
It's improbable that he sent this to you without saying anything to you about it. It's just improbable. He did, I want to put to you that he did tell you why he's sending you this list, and you are not sharing with us. Do you want to comment? Otherwise, I leave it there. You know my position about it is it was sent to you for a purpose, and you were told the purpose of it, and you are just not being open with us about its process.
Okay, I would say the other thing, or the other reason that you said their investigation also investigate.
Yes, exactly. I want to suggest to you that the last part is actually what happened. Is he sent it to you to say, look at these cases. look inside these cases. Right?
That's correct.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chester.
Can we then go to page 789, back to Mr. Mkati Mswazi?
7.
89.
We are back to 204, file 204.
Do you have it?
Yes, I have it.
And there, what you'll see in the second last chat on that page is at 11:54 on the 17th of April 2024, you phoned Mr. Mkati in Mswazi. You see that?
11.
second last chat at the bottom of the page of 788, not 789, I apologize. Bottom of 788. You see that?
That's correct.
Now, if you run through to page 791, all the way from 788 to 791, you'll see that on that day, you and Mr. Mkati Mswazi exchanged 23 calls.
Sorry about that. You said 791.
You start with 788 and then 789, then 790, and then 791. If you count those calls, you'll see there were 23 calls of the blank boxes.
Yes, I know.
And on 791,
Okay. Sorry.
791,
I only have 790. I don't have 791.
It's 204.
Yes, indeed. So it's only 790. I think the page got lost along the transit of the.
you see seven.
Mr. Ngwato, that's probably attributable to the fact that even though you had the commission files, you told us when we resumed on Monday that you made your own files. Now, Sergeant Nkosi says pages are missing on the files that you created, despite the fact that there are commission files, and you were furnished with commission files. I must say that I just did not understand why you would have created your own files, but I didn't. I chose not to make anything of it. Yeah, I see.
An answer because
Yes.
then you're attributing something to me in terms of
You-
we made our own files.
Sorry? Yes, I'm attributing it to you exactly because you made your own files, despite the fact that there are commission files. Now, in your file, Sergeant Nkosi says that certain pages are missing. That's why I'm saying it's attributable to the fact that you made your own files, despite the fact that there are commission files which you were furnished with.
Commissioner, Chair, we made our own files because obviously when we consult, we need to go through files. There was no way that I could consult with the client without files ordinarily. And secondly, the same pages has been identified in the last 3 days. Colleagues and I have been sharing this information in terms of having to provide those things. It cannot be, Commissioner, that is attributable to us out of negligence of whatsoever. We have identified that issue with the colleagues.
What was the source from which you made your own files?
It was sent on web transfer, and we downloaded that. And also colleagues as well They made mistakes in their file. I was collegial enough to go back to them and say, in terms of your file, this is an error that is also there. Can you also correct it?
All right, all right. Thank you, Mr. Ngwato. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sergeant, at page 791, you'll see that in the middle of all of these calls, at 7:43:28 p.m., Mr. Mkati Mswazi just sends you a one-word message, send, and you respond in chat number 4 by sending a contact card. And that contact card is at page 312 of file 3. It was a contact card for Warrant Officer Zungu. It's being displayed now. Now, Warrant Officer Zungu seems to be the only person who you called more than Mr. Mkati Mswazi on that day. If you go to the new file 3, additional file 3 at page 1315,
No.
I've already got into trouble for what I said
You have to
yesterday, so I
warn
won't
us.
describe what sat behind that redacted picture.
You have to warn us first, Mr. Chaskals.
So, if you look through page 1315 to 1317, you'll see there were over 30 calls between yourself and Warrant Officer Zungu on that day.
That's correct.
Now, do you recall what it was that you and Mr. Mkati Mswazi and you and Warrant Officer Zungu were calling about on that day?
Yes, I recall, Commissioners.
And what was that? What was it that you were calling about?
Okay. I was at my office. Then Warrant Officer Zungu called me that they are in, they are on the, okay, I can't recall clearly that they were in Joburg already or they are on their way there.
From where?
They were from Pretoria. They're on their way to the scene of crime that was committed there in Vereeniging or Johannesburg, yeah. I think it's Vereeniging, yeah.
And what did that have to do with Mr. Mkati Mswazi?
I'm still on my statement before I can.
Sorry, I apologize for interrupting. Just
Yes, because if I don't
always just tell me to stop interrupting if I do. If you want to, I mean, I don't want to interrupt you. So if I do, just
Okay.
tell me you're still busy.
Okay, after Mr. Zungu contacted me that him together with his team, they are on their way there to the scene of crime when where one white African male was murdered, and it is alleged that the people who committed that particular murder, they are known to Mr. Mkhwanazi. That is when I say I phoned Mr. Mkhwanazi and informed him that I heard that there are people that you know that have committed murder in Vereeniging. Then Mkhwanazi, okay, Mr. Mkhwanazi said to me, who are those people that committed? I then went back to Warrant Officer Zungu. That's why you see most of my calls are being communicated. So when I was calling him, we'll talk, said, no, I'll come back to you. I'm still checking because we are still on our way and so forth. So I then went back telephonically to Mr. Mkhwanazi. I said, hey, they said it's people whom you know from Atteridgeville, but they are close to you. Then Mkhwanazi said, let me check all people that I know. They don't give you a name. They did not give me a name. I had to go back again to Warrant Officer Zungu. Did not answer. Phone him, did not answer. Phone it, I'll come back to you. I still want to confirm. Then Mr. Mkhwanazi came back to me and said to me, I heard that Demi is being arrested. Can you confirm that indeed it was Demi? I said, I'm not in the scene, and I just received that information from Warrant Officer Zungu, who's at the scene or he's on the way to the scene. And then later, that, I think maybe a few minutes or a minute after, Mr. Mkhwanazi sent me the ID number of Deni Mabusela. I said, is this one that was arrested? I don't know. I will confirm. But I did not even confirm. Then I left it there at that time.
Can I just ask, this warrant officer Zungu, is he the one that you said came from the DPCI and joined?
Yes, that time he was still in DPCI commissioners.
Thank you.
So Mr. Mkhwanazi was helping you with information in relation to this investigation. You, on your evidence, were told that a murder had been committed by someone alleged to be known to Mr. Mkhwanazi. You asked him to find out who that person was. You put him in touch with Warrant Officer Zungu to get enough information to be able to identify who it was, and he came back to you with the name and the identity number of someone who had been arrested. Is that all correct?
That's not correct.
What have I got wrong?
You got wrong when you say they were helping, Mr. Mkhwanazi was helping me with investigation. I was not investigating.
But then why were you asking him for information at the start of this process?
That sentence is still wrong. You are still wrong.
You weren't asking him for
I
information.
was not asking. Okay, let me just start. Mr. Chakalson, you're putting words into my mouth again. I said now, Mr. Zungu phoned me and told me that there are people who are arrested or who committed murder. I can't be quite sure about that. And they are known to Mr. Mkhwanazi. That is when I then called Mr. Mkhwanazi. Hey, Baba, but there are people who are arrested there. and they are known to you. He said, I don't know, let me check. He then phoned me, who are those people? I said, I don't know. I was phoned by someone who's either going to the scene or at the scene. That is Zoom. Then I kept on calling Zoom. Zoom, who are those people? I say they are known by Mr. Mkhwanazi and being arrested of murder. Then he said to me, no, I'll come back to you. Then Mr. Mkhwanazi phoned me and said, no, I just received a call now that it is Dane. Can you confirm that indeed it is him? That is when Mr. Mkhwanazi sent me the ID of ID number of Denima Busela to check if it is indeed him that was supposed to be the only one that is from Atteridgeville that he knows. And then I phoned Zoom that, can you verify and confirm what are the charges, what is happening there? The reason that to give Mr. Mkhwanazi that, because of he said he is someone that is known.
So, Mr. Mkhwanazi wasn't giving you information, you were giving him information. Is that what you're saying?
It's not what I'm saying. It was exchange of information between myself and Mr. Mkhwanazi. Right. Zungu is phoning me. Right? I'm phoning Mr. Mkhwanazi. Mr. Mkhwanazi said, can you verify if this is Deni that is arrested, because of I'm the person that I know from Atteridgeville is Deni. He sent me his ID number. I said, I'm not at the scene. I don't know who is there. It's Zoom who's giving me this information. I then sent, if I can recall better, I then sent Zoom's information to Mr. Mkhwanazi.
Let's go back to step one. You initiate this exchange with Mr. Mkhwanazi. The first call comes from you. It comes way back on page 788 at 11:54 in the morning. Why did you call Mr. Mkhwanazi at 11:54 in the morning? What was the purpose of making that call?
It's after I received a call from Mr. Zungu.
And what did Warrant Officer Zungu or Captain Zungu, sorry, was it Captain or Warrant at that time?
At that time was a warrant.
What did Warrant Officer Zungu tell you, and what did he tell you?
Warrant Officer Zungu told me that I can't remember if they were already at the scene or still going to the scene, right? He said, there are suspects that are arrested there, Commissioner, at the scene with the allegation of murder.
And what did he say that made you want to call Mr. Mkhwanazi?
Okay. He said specifically, I quote his words, that they said these people are known to Mr. Mkhwanazi.
So, Warrant Officer Zungu, on your evidence at 11:54, knew that the suspects were known to Mr. Mkhwanazi.
That's correct.
And explained it to you.
Yes.
Did he ask you to do anything in relation to Mr. Mkhwanazi?
Check with him. But I think something like of sort was discussed there. Hey, check, I heard one of the people that known to Mr. Mkhwanazi are arrested. Can you confirm? Yeah, I think those were the words.
So he wanted you to check with Mr. Mkhwanazi if he knew that anyone known to him had been arrested that morning.
Yes.
For what purpose? Why did he need to know if Mr. Mkhwanazi was aware that the arrests had taken place?
I don't know.
Did he want the identity of the arrested person? Did he want to know the identity of the arrested person?
He just said, can I confirm?
Confirm what?
If he knows.
If he knows what?
Okay. He said, Commissioner, can I confirm if he knows those people? Because if it is alleged that they are from Atteridgeville and they are known to Mr. Mkhwanazi. So I must confirm.